Finally, not in my car for once in my life. Just having some breakfast. But anyways, I've been fortunate enough to work many jobs throughout my life. My first job ever was at Home Depot, starting at $13.60. My second job was at Walmart Pharmacy at $16. My third job was in my field, which was at $19.50. My third job was also in my field as an internship, $25. And now I'm in a position that I'm working a job after I graduated, and that pays significantly more than anything I've ever made in my life per hour, to say the least. But here's the one thing that I've noticed. The jump from $13.60 to $25 was way harder in my personal experience than going from $25 an hour to what I'm at right now. And the learning curve was like, it's always in the beginning. The learning curve is always hard in the beginning. So from $13 an hour to $25 an hour, it's like $10. It's for some people, it's like it makes a big difference in overall salary, but it's a $10 difference per hour. If you work a job, you know what I'm talking about, right? But going from 25 to almost fucking doubling that, the jump was hard. I'm not gonna lie. The thing that I am doing right now, I went through some stress. I went through some events that was hard, but it wasn't as hard as going from 13 to 25. Now, the point that I'm trying to make is people get complacent after getting to a certain number, especially if they're working a job. As an entrepreneur, if you're working towards something, it's like you put the bread on your table and you're in control, full control of how much money you can make. It's all up to you. But if you're working a job, you get complacent after a certain amount. I see in people. It's like, because when you get your paycheck, I got my paycheck yesterday, and it was like, life is good, man. Life's not so bad. Like, I'm making this for a long time. Life is not so bad. But I know, knowing me, after a couple of months, it's gonna be like, okay, we're doing this. What else? What's next? Because every job after a while gets stagnant unless there's a change in management or you get a new project. Like, there's slight changes, but it's the concept is still the same. You're not learning something crazy new. And when you're young, you just graduate, you go into a newer field, the learning curve is like this. When you have the job and you've been there for a while, the learning curve might be like this. It says, well, maybe you learn a little bit, right? It's maybe even that with a job. Usually it's just fucking flat. But the reason why you should become or force yourself to become a millionaire is because the learning curve that you will have as a person trying to become a millionaire, it'll give you some meaning to life. It gives you some meaning to life, meaning like you have a sense of control within your life. You can control how fast you want to grow. You can control, because it's at the end of the day, it's not just about the money. I have the money. I got my paycheck yesterday, and it's like, okay, this is cool, but what now, right? When you're young, because the reason why you should chase to be a millionaire when you don't know shit is because the growth that you'll have trying to become a millionaire is far more important than the money, than the actual $1 million that you will have in your bank account. You will find, I'm talking like I'm a millionaire, but I'm not just yet. I will be. But the reason why I'm chasing that goal is because, and as fast as possible, is not because I have some greed towards money. I've been very blessed to live a comfortable life because my parents work very hard, right? But I put myself in uncomfortable situations because I want to grow. I don't want to be stagnant. Me like this is like I hate myself. I literally I can't help it but hate myself. If I'm growing, if I'm constantly under stress and uncomfortable situations and growing, I love me. That me is unstoppable. Back against the wall, Dixit is unstoppable, right? Gives me a lot of self confidence. Like all jokes aside, it's that's true. Like for me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, that's true. I can't be too comfortable for a long time, especially at this stage in my life. If I find myself for even a day just not doing shit, it's like the next day, it's like, okay, we've had enough of this. Let's go back to work. And it's not just to work. It's that sense of complacency that eats me alive. It's like, what the fuck am I so comfortable for? Right? When you chase a goal that big and you don't know what you're doing, when you don't come from that type of money, it gives you that, it puts you in that uncomfortable, under the stress environment all the time. So if you chase to become a millionaire as fast as possible, you're constantly going to be under stress. You're constantly going to be under uncomfortable situation because you're not really chasing the money. You're chasing the best version of yourself in this world. I'm not saying making $1 million is the end all be all, but that's the closest thing you can do. Like you can pick another goal that's huge. For example, solving world hunger, right? But how the fuck are you going to do that with no money, right? You can fucking education. Everybody should have an education, right? But then again, you can't go chase that goal without having any money. So my point is, those are bigger goals than being a millionaire, right? You start here, which is already pretty fucking big. You start here, you chase that goal. Once you get there, then you can solve those bigger problems. But if you're a young person watching this, the reason why you should become a millionaire is not because of the money. The reason why you should chase to become a millionaire as fast as possible is because the person that you will become throughout that journey. And stress is not bad. Stress is not a bad thing. Complacency, comfortability, and boredom is a bad thing. I hope this video helped.